We have a very good friend who used to work with drug addicts, and he always told us that when a drug addict finds Jesus, he is freed, he takes on his new identity, but he still has a long way to go in the whole process of sanctification. That means, in other words, he's come out of Egypt, but he's not yet gone into the promised land. And it's the same with churches. Our church, when we took over this church in Dresden 20 years ago, we took over a group of people who truly served God faithfully. But there were some decisions that were made that weren't good. There were values that they were holding on to that was actually holding them back from coming into the freedom of the promised land, and where the church could be a place where one could just blossom and truly be free. The promised land is, for me, we see in the New Testament, it's where a church comes into fullness in all that is described in the New Testament. In Matthew chapter 9, verse 16, we read, "Besides, who would patch old clothing with new cloth? For the new patch would shrink and rip away from the old cloth, leaving an even bigger tear than before. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins, for the old skins would burst from the pressure, spilling the wine and ruining the skins. New wine is stored in new wineskins, so that both are preserved." And then there's another interesting Bible verse in Luke chapter 5, verse 38. "New wine belongs in new wineskins, but no one who drinks old wine really wants new wine. He says the old is better." When we look at this picture of wine and wineskins, then it's clear to us that the wine is always a picture of the new covenant, of a life under the new covenant of freedom in Jesus Christ that we have. It's a life that is under the leadership of the Holy Spirit who lives in us. The new wineskins who wants to change the old. We want the new wine, but sometimes we want to put them into old wineskins, and that's a mistake we continually make. Where people say, you know, the old way is more comfortable for us. Do we have to change it? But we need to take these new steps. Are you happy over changes in your life? Or do you say, I would rather not have changes. I prefer it where everything is constant. I know where I work. I know how my daily routine is. I like that constant, those points in my life. The wineskin, for me, talks about authority, a vision, and values. Authority in your own life. Which authority sources do you have in your life? Where do you go to receive wisdom and advice? In our churches, what structures do we have? What models do we look at? What hearts do we have? The new wine, of course, what belongs to that is a leader who is a servant leader, a leader who serves with a servant heart. And with values, it's how do we want to build? That's what's part of all this new wineskin. Jesus said you need new wineskins, otherwise it's all going to burst. And that's why it's important that to keep going, we need to have the new. Some people emphasize the wine. They just want wine, wine, wine. And others are stuck in a rut just with the wineskins, just about structure and the way and the journey, and they don't see what wine is needed. And if we want to move forward, we have to say, Lord, what do you want to change? I've got the new wine, but what do you want to change in my wineskin? So that you can come into that. The new needs to replace the old. And there are times we have to give up things to receive the new. And my question to you is, ask someone, what are my blind spots that you see in my life? Ask yourself, why do I live the way I live? Why do I sometimes have that feeling that I need to be free, but I'm not truly free? Ask somebody to speak into your life and expose those blind spots. Ask your friends, maybe a mentor or people who can speak into your life. And if you're in a leadership team, you need to ask these questions as well. We want the new wine, but sometimes we feel that we're still living in the old wineskin, and we need to ask ourselves, what can we change? That's where we need His wisdom. New wine belongs in the new wineskins.